Hello everyone, welcome back to the White Collar Engineer. Today, in order to share her SPJAN's interview experience, we have Twisha with us. Hi Twisha, welcome to the White Collar Engineer.
Hi Sule, thank you so much for having me.
Twisha, हमारे ऑडियंस को अपने बारे में कुछ बताओ.
हाँ जी. So, hello everyone. My name is Twisha Dikshit. I've been born and raised in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. And post my schooling, I pursued BSc Mathematics Honours from Miranda House, University of Delhi. Post my graduation, I joined NTT Data Services as a consulting analyst. And then, after working for about 10-11 months, I quit my job and I prepared for CAT. I secured 96 percentile in CAT 2024, and I'll be joining the SP Jain Institute of Management and Research for their PGDM program in marketing specialization.
All right. Congratulations, Twisha. Congratulations for converting SPJAN, and it was indeed an inspirational journey. Throw some light on your journey from quitting your job, continuing your CAT preparation, and finally making it to SPJAN. How does it feel?
It feels it feels like I've been through a roller coaster ride. Obviously, quitting a job is a big step, and I took it because I wanted to solely focus on my CAT preparation. Post that, I was trying to do a lot of things, but that did not pan out, and I was preparing for CAT 24. I prepared for about 4 or 5 months. That in itself is not a lot, but yes, I did whatever I could, and here I am today.
Great. So Twisha, walk us through the process, like SPJAN's GDPI VAT process. How does it look like?
Yes. So SPJN's interview process is quite different from the other institutions, other B school. They have a group interview where you sit in a panel of 4 to 5 students alongside you, and there are 3 to 4 interviewers in the other panel, and there are 2 stages to it. So once you get a shortlist, the shortlist is also done in 2 rounds. Number 1 being the profile-based round, and number 2 being the CAT score plus profile-based round.
Right.
I got a shortlist from the second process, not from the first. Then post that, we have our interview scheduled in late January, February, and so first stage is GI1, which is group interview 1. Once you sit there, once you sort of qualify that, you move to GI2, which is more of an ethics based round. And something that I'd like to add, that SPJMR in its entire process judges you slightly on your credentials, but it judges you more as an individual, more based on your personality, your values.
Right.
Yes.
All right. So was there any GD or VAT, or it was entirely a group interview?
It was entirely a group interview, 2 stages of group interview, and that's it.
All right. So how does a group interview looks different from a personal interview, Tusha? What are the things which an aspirant should keep in mind, before appearing for a GI?
Yes. So when it comes to sitting in a group, there are certain etiquettes that an individual needs to follow. So for example, you cannot cut anyone off. If a question is being directed to someone else, you cannot just jump in and give your thoughts, even if you might think that you have a better answer.
Right.
And then you also need to be very attentive in terms of presence of mind. So for example, this happened with me as well. Some question was being asked to someone else, but then they moved to me and they asked me, what's your input, what's your take on this, Twisha? So you also need to be very mindful of what others are saying.
Right. And Tusha, normally in any sort of a PI, there is a personality test. People go through your profile, people go through whatever you have done in your entire life before coming into MBA. But in group interview, you are really not prepared, as in anything might come up your way from anybody else's situations. So how did you manage that presence of mind, being attentive enough to listen to what others are saying, and how did you manage it all about?
Okay. So I think the first step is preparing really hard for the GDPI. As you said, that you can never be sure that what questions come your way. So you really have to do an end-to-end analysis of your profile, and you really need to think it through, that what are the questions that could be asked to you as an individual. So
Correct.
questions related to your hobbies, your academic profile, your work experience, anything. Second thing would be preparing your introduction in such a way that it leaves certain breadcrumbs for the interviewers to ask to you. So, for example, I mentioned public speaking, and one of the interviewers, they asked me to write a debate then and there.
Okay.
So they pick up on things that you mention about you in your introduction, as well as to the forms that they've asked you to fill prior to the interview as well. So so end-to-end analysis of your profile, end-to-end preparation, and then whatever answers you're preparing, your HR answers, you should be very thorough with them. So these two are the most important points that you must keep in mind.
Great. So let us come down like round by round. So in round one, what all questions were asked to your group and how did you tackle it?
Yes. So we were a group of about six people, and there were three panelists. This happened in the SP Jain Delhi campus,
Okay.
and ours was the first panel. So we really had no clue that what are they looking for.
Yeah.
So we went in, and they asked us for our introductions. Again, the panel was very friendly and very cheerful also. They did not try to do a stress test or anything. So the entire interview, in fact, both the rounds were very conversational. In the first round, they asked me about my introduction again. They asked me why I want to switch from mathematics to specialization like marketing, because I'd said that I had interest in marketing. And they asked me in public speaking. So they asked me if I had done any debates earlier. So I mentioned something about AI,
Right.
that AI should have rights or not, something on those lines. They asked me to what is my stance now. So I said that it's a very bold statement to make right now with respect to all the changes that are happening in the current landscape. So then they asked me to write a debate. They gave me 5 minutes, and they asked me to write a debate. In those 5 minutes, they were asking other candidates. Someone was from English literature, so they asked them why you want to move from literature to marketing. And one particular interesting question that I remember was that she was asked, can you tell me one learning from this particular book that you can apply to marketing? So even they know a lot. So if you are mentioning a hobby, you should be prepared on that aspect as well.
Exactly.
Like how do you relate it back to marketing? So they also asked me a few topics where I think that maths can be applied to marketing or business as in general. So I mentioned linear regression, linear programming, all of that. So this was not a lot of questions. There are only 4 or 5 questions that come towards us, especially in a group interview, because it takes place for about 30-40 minutes, and that's it. So you really need to be prepared. You cannot mess up even one question.
Exactly. And having a diverse set of candidates in a group does really help, right?
Yes, it does help, because it makes the conversation much more interesting.
Exactly. And what about the round two? You mentioned there were questions related to ethics. So what
Yeah.
were those?
Yes. So after round one, we had about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, and then someone announced the results. I two people from my panel moved to round one. Then we were again mixed up. Matlab, we were not put up in a same panel.
Okay.
After we moved to round two, they asked us about your introduction again. I had mentioned something about feeding, taking care of my community dogs. So they asked me that there is a whole lot of chaos that is happening in private societies, where there's a lot of obstruction going on with respect to feeding of dogs. So he asked me my thoughts on it. So I gave them. Then they moved to, very interestingly, to the latent controversy, because it was very much current at
Current
that
affair.
time.
Yeah.
Yes. So they asked me my stance, and there were 2 other people in my panel. So I said that people should be very mindful about what they choose to speak on public forums.
Right.
Then they cross question the other person. Okay, what do you think about what she said? So the other person had some very different views. He said that I like latent and it's okay. So then again the question came back to me that this kind of language is being spoken up spoken in a lot of startups, in lot of private setups as well, and
Right.
this is seen as sort of a team bonding activity. So then there was a lot of back and forth with all the three candidates on this topic only. There was also one case study that was given to us, something around child labor. So we were supposed to discuss it then. So we discussed that as well.
Right. And how important, Twisha, like at that moment, how important it was to maintain that entire thing as a discussion and not turn it into a debate? Because I have seen a lot of GDs and a lot of discussions ultimately turning it into a debate. People are trying so hard to, pitch in their points and get the brownie points, but ultimately this doesn't work like this, right?
Right, definitely. And even the professors are trying to pick up on these things, that
Correct.
if you're being too aggressive or if you're trying to cut off the other person while they are speaking, even professors are picking up on that. So, one thing that you can do probably before the interviews is take a lot of mock GDs, mock GIs. That sort of gives you an understanding of how you should behave in a group. And it sort of curves down your individual traits that you might be having.
Fantastic. Talking about mock GDs and mock GIs, Twisha, what were your preparation resources? Like, did you take coaching from any like for the GDPI thing from any coaching institute?
Yes, I took coaching from two institutes. One was the IMS, the other one was the B Tribe. I really loved the B Tribe's whole entire structure. They had three modules you could pick up accordingly, and apart from the GD and the PI prep, they also gave current affairs modules, and they also helped me a lot with my undergraduation prep, the subjects from that, and they told me what's important, what's not, and yeah, so B Tribe was the game changer for me. Yes.
Fantastic. All right, Twisha. Any parting thoughts for our audience, for the aspirants or the interview call getters before we wrap up the video?
Okay. So I think that I'd like to say that this entire journey can be very monotonous as well as can be very overwhelming, and one should always trust in his or her own capabilities. And again, at the end, remember that this cannot be a make or break situation for you, because it is very dynamic and there are certain factors that are not entirely in your control. You never know how and when you get a call, what are the factors that are playing into it. So do not be too harsh on yourself, and yes, be consistent with your preparation. That is something that will take you a long way.
All right, Twisha. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for joining and sharing your interview experience. It was my pleasure hosting you, and all the best for your future endeavors. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Saleh. Thank you. Same to you.